So here's something that we've been kind of tracking and following for some time. Initially, it was the movement of gold in China and Russia stockpiling, India taking gold, but as well bringing in massive amounts of silver. So much silver, in fact, that if India continue to buy silver at the rate they are, they're going to exhaust all physical supplies. But what's kind of really alerted me this week to something going on in the background that's not really being talked about within any of the mainstream media, any of the financial channels, is a ridiculous amount of gold going to the USA. And it's leaving London and creating a problem with supply and demand. If you currently have gold stored in any vaults, if you currently want to order a large amount of gold from any of the major suppliers, it used to be a 4-day turnaround, 1 to 4 days in fact. Now you're being told 2 months, and that really sets alarm bells ringing. The US over the past 3 months have just increased their influx of gold supply, and that supply has increased by almost 90%. This is a massive amount, and nobody's really talking about it. The big question is why, and nobody's really addressing why. Well, when somebody's moving this amount of gold, and we're already seeing that strategic asset being held in other countries, it's for a reason. And usually it's a protection mechanism against something that's going to happen. What I can see happening, we're seeing things like AI move really rapidly. We're seeing things like DeepSeek from China. We're seeing Stargate coming in from the US. People like Elon Musk getting heavily involved with this, as well as some of the major players. They're pumping the market up right now. The stock market's being pumped up massively. The debt market is a hyper bubble. The derivatives market is just beyond anything anyone could ever imagine. And it is all being deliberately pumped up. The other thing that's being pumped up is crypto. So we're seeing the likes of Bitcoin and XRP and all these things going massively increased in value. And not only that, they're having their own derivatives. So Bitcoin futures, paper derivative of Bitcoin itself, they're also being massively pumped. Now, most people won't understand why it's being massively pumped. It's being massively pumped because this is part of the Great Taking, the greatest wealth transfer known in human history. And what they're going to do, they're going to use the quantum computing system to hack everything and crash the very financial system that everyone is used to on a daily basis. And what does that leave? That leaves everyone with nothing. Nobody will be able to access the bank accounts. The Bail-in Act will kick in, which makes it fully legal for these banks to take your money. The likes of the FDIC will not have anywhere near the amount of money to insure everyone. In fact, the FDIC, if they had to pay everybody out that made a claim on the bank for the money they've lost, I think it's in the region of $18 that everyone will receive. Well, you can imagine how far down the pecking order the average person is when it comes to this. It's going to be reminiscent of the 1930s when the banks closed and never opened again. The money didn't grow wings and fly to money heaven. Again, this was a great wealth transfer. And they are now positioning themselves to do the same, which is why we're seeing massive amounts of gold move around as the support mechanism for this, because I'm pretty suspicious, and I'm not 100% sure yet, but it looks like the central bank digital currency, the tokenized system that's going to be brought in after everything locks up within the credit system and goes under, it looks like this central bank digital currency may very well be offered to be backed by gold and creating a new gold standard, literally going back to the start of when money was created. Because all money is a promissory note, and originally it came from people putting gold and silver in the bank, and rather than carry around gold and silver, it was literally a case of, well, here's a note for 2 pieces of gold that I have in the bank. And that's how cash was invented. Unfortunately, it became a fiat currency after the Bretton Woods. Anybody who's read The Creature of Jekyll Island will understand what happened there. And pretty much around the world, with every central bank, fiat currency was brought in, and it was no longer backed with anything, which, when you think, means the only reason that money has value is the consumer confidence. That means you and me using it and spending it and still thinking it has value. It has no value. It's worthless. They know it's worthless. They know it's been printed into infinity and can never be paid back. That system has to go, and this is where they're heading. Watch the movements of gold into the COMEX, everyone. Watch what's happening in the background. Always keep an eye on what they're not talking about, and you'll be far greater informed. But all I can say to anybody now, it's looking like gold and silver are going to go through the roof at some point. If you're not holding it, you're going to miss out. You're going to lose everything, and you're not going to have anything to back yourself up in the future. If people wonder where to get it, I work with Miles Franklin. You go to milesfranklin.com or info@milesfranklin.com and speak to them. If you give them the actual code that we use, AU, the atomic symbol for gold, but also for Atlantic Underground, they're going to look after you. They're going to give you discounts on your purchase, and it'll be delivered straight to your door. So don't hang around now. If you've got money sat in the bank, that is what you're going to lose. We're also looking at assets that we own as well, property and things like that. That are also going to be tokenized into this system, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now, I want people to understand the power of these quantum computers. We've spoken about how it's human brain power that they're going to be using. It's going to actually bring these quantum computers conscious. They're going to become conscious computers. That's right, AI as a conscious computer driven by human brain cells. Someone's playing God, and they're not nice people. Their intention, we did talk about in my video, and you'll find it in this channel here, called God, Killing God, which is exactly what this will have the power to do. And it's called the Soul Trap, because it will trap you here for eternity to serve the very dark entities that they work for currently. This is like something out of a science fiction novel. I know people think, oh my God, he's lost his mind, he's gone insane. But anything I say, go away and look up, because this is all the research I've done. And what we're doing is we're dot connecting. We're connecting everything together to create the bigger picture, to understand where this is all heading. Make sure you protect it, everyone. We're going to go through some seriously strange times in 2025. And now we kind of get a bigger picture of where this is leading. All you have to do is protect yourself. All I can do is tell you. I can't drag you to anywhere and make you do anything. But understand, educate yourself, and just be prepared, everyone. The world's an absolute fucking mess. And it's about time we protected ourselves and got ready for the financial situation that's coming, what people are going to lose with the quantum computing, and understand fully why big central banks around the world are now stockpiling gold like you would not believe. So take care, everyone. Be ready, and I'll be there for you when you need me.